Be here now. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the invisible world of Jeremy Jonz, where all things are possible when you believe. So hang on, here we go. Let's do this. If you haven't already, subscribe free to the Invisible World Inspo letter, which is bespoke inspiration to boost your day. A read it in a minute lift delivered right to your inbox. Click the link in the show notes. Here we go. Here be Dragons, episode 53. Let's see. I am recording right now. I'm getting my mouse. There we go. I'm going to see how it goes with mouse recording. Welcome to part 8. Wow. Will it be the last part of this mini-series? Spoiler alert, no, it won't. And with that, we're off to episode 53, Here Be Dragons, part 8. I am Jeremy Jonz, and this is the invisible world of Jeremy Jonz, a place where dreamers and makers transcend illusions. So tell me, actually really do tell me, this is a bona fide to a podcast now, finally. Log in if you haven't already. Join at inspoletter.com. Tell me in our Dreamers and Makers members community. Curious, what do you know about the snake rope analogy? How is it affecting you today? I'd love to have the conversation with you. The snake rope analogy is a metaphor used in various philosophical traditions, notably in Advaita Vedanta, I'm positive I said that wrong, which is a Hindu principle that's motorized by Adi Shankara. The analogy illustrates how misconceptions and, wait for it, illusions can arise from ignorance, limited thinking, and most especially in my world, traumas, aka the Snowbird prequels. The analogy also has roots stemming from Greek philosopher Sextus Empiricus, and through the ages, the analogy has pulled through to much of Eastern and Western therapy, coaching, self-development, all the way to the Jeremy Jonz podcast. Well, here's our version. Imagine one day you are in the Tetons, or the Grand Tetons, as it's formerly known, a beautiful range of mountains. Here you are, self-actualizing as you move adroitly through the woods, right? If Maslow could only see you now, wow. You are exploring new heights, taking new trails and summits. You are even betting on yourself. You are believing now, aren't you, that the world actually does really need who you were meant to be. Starting businesses, taking risks in your investments, skiing down new mountains, buying out your partner, opening that international division overseas, or maybe opening yourself up in new relationships, or trying to make old relationships new. Taking on new projects, hobbies, travels, building new skill sets, really stepping into the light and putting yourself out there. You move so quickly, deftly, over the rocks, past the stumps, hustling through the switchbacks on the mountain trails, picking up speed, and then it happens. You don't even see it. Do you remember? That snake? That terrible snake, dormant and tucked away on the side of the trail. As you rounded that corner, It lunges. Nothing you can do now. It springs through the air and buries its fangs, biting your Achilles. You howl in pain. It brings you to your knees. You scrape off the flesh from your elbow, hitting the brush, and bang your head on a rock. Stunned, you blink at the leaves swaying in the sky. The bite swells. You groan. No one is here. It's just you. It's scary and it hurts. You are in pain. Bites hurt. But the worst part is, you are alone. Do you know loneliness? And you're right. The snake, that snake anyway, was not venomous. You realize you're not going to die after all. You're going to live. And, catch this, you're going to live with this bite. The marks, the memories, the impact, the trauma. We can call it trauma. That doesn't make you a victim. It actually honors the bite. It's what it was. It honors what you went through, your experience. Now, what you do moving forward, that determines the victim or victor tally on your character score sheet and your ever-fluid and evolving identity. Are you with me? You're still with me there, right? I'm with you. Okay. Yeah. We can think of it in terms of your big, invisible house. And the ever-present, ongoing notion is, what theme do you decorate your house? What's hanging on your walls? Eventually, because you are a survivor, eventually you sit up and you look in your backpack and you pull out the dusty first aid kit you thought was so stupid to tote around. You dress the wound, you relax, take another long pull of water, and pretty soon a few hours goes by. You realize as the sun falls behind the horizon, you're not going to make it to the summit after all. Not going to make it to your goal. It doesn't matter. Whatever. You don't want to be on this stupid mountain with a stupid snake. And why did it have to bite you? I just want to leave. Get out of here. You hobble back. You tried being a maker, making, a doer, a creator, a dreamer. You dreamed of crowning the summit with your fists pumping in the air. Instead, though, here you are, retreating down the path, dragging along your injured foot behind you. We vow under our breath. We rarely shout it. We vow in whispers, Yeah, screw this. I'm never going up this trail again. I don't care how amazing the summit is. I'm no idiot. Clearly, there's snakes here. Sometimes you even put up big signs and rope it off with catastrophe warnings. And you even put a giant sign that says, "Here be snakes." You see it? You see the sign? Put 2 double black diamonds on the sign, too. Extremely dangerous. Here be snakes. Here be pain. Here be loss and misfortune and loneliness and waste of time. Here be divorce. Here be debt. Here be trauma. Dismissed, rejected, publicly humiliated. Why, it's more than I can bear, LeFou. Well, in our shorthand vernacular here in the invisible world, we say all of that in "Here be dragons." Time passes from the awful snake bite, as time is a bendable dimension, it doesn't even matter how much. Could be a day that's passed, or could be 2 decades. That experience is now seared and hardwired into your brain synapses. It's like a wooden bridge, albeit wobbly and shaky, that now connects different islands in your invisible world. You finally muster courage and creativity to go try again, to go panning for gold up on the mountain, to go for the best overlook to see sunsets. And here's the kicker. Now that you're not even on the same trail, but still in the back of your mind, your embedded wiring is the snake. He's back there. So you go not just to a different trail, not to a just different mountain, but you go to the other side of the valley. You heard there was no snakes on that side of the valley. Look at you. You're so resilient. In no time, you pick up speed again, making good time, fresh air, beautiful woods. It feels so good to be on the trail once more, to see the inspiring views, to feel the earth and the wind moving through the leaves. Eventually, the sunlight gets skinny, and in the dim light, sure enough, you find yourself navigating the Carl Jung shadows of your soul. But this time, you aren't hiking alone, huh? You are with one of your Todds. Ooh, lucky you. And sure enough, in the shadows of a dark corner, right there on the switchback, you see what must be, I don't believe it, another snake. You knew it was going to be there. You squint, you breathe faster, your mind perceives a dangerous snake. And which of the following do you usually do? You freeze, or you pull out your knife, huh? Or you run back down the trail to avoid another bite. Well, fortunately, you remember, you have one of your Todds next to you, and he grabs your sleeve. Hey, wait. It's okay, Jonz. It's okay. Come on, come closer with me. Let's look harder. I can't. I can't. No, you must. You have to face it, he says. Put the weight on the front of your feet and lean into it. Lean into the trail. Lean into where you want to go. Todd walks over as you cover your eyes with your hands. You are frozen, sweaty, breathing fast. He crouches down and picks up the snake like a baby picks up a rattle. Bro doesn't even hesitate. He picks it up so easily, and holding it, he walks closer and closer to you. It's very dark out. You backpedal again, one more time, and you think, oh no. I know what this is, but do you? Do you really? He waves it nonchalantly. See, it's okay, Jonz. Not a snake. It's just an old climbing rope. Must have fallen out of someone's pack. And so it is. It's just an old rope. Or it's just a stick. It's okay because it's just a superimposition. With the dim sunlight of perception, with the rather futile trauma coping techniques of freeze, flight, or fight, we couldn't see the truth. Good thing Todd was there, because our vision was distorted by previous traumatic experience. And even though your eyes, body, your adrenaline, and stressors, and glands, your mind fully experienced a snake. It was just a what? It was just an illusion. That word was superimposition, which is a term used in philosophy. It refers to the false attribution of characteristics or properties from one object to another, or where one perceives something that in reality isn't legitimately there. A simple construct could be lemons are fruit. Lemons are sour, therefore fruit is sour. All fruit is sour. You're with me? You're with me? The toddler bites into a lemon, and you put a funny Insta reel of him doing it, and he says, "Whoa, what's that?" He says, "It's a lemon." "A lemon?" he asks. "What's a lemon?" And you say, "A fruit." He says, "Oh, I don't like fruit." So then the toddler passes on strawberries, oranges, pomegranates because of the superimposition construct. Eventually, we grow out of that, but it's not too long before we fall into other superimpositions. See, this happens with our careers and businesses, our investments, our relationships, our health, our politics. I don't like candidate blankety blank. What are they? They are red or blue, I see. Well, then I don't like the red or blue party. And so on. Also, superimpositions often fold into freeze, flight, or fight trigger responses. Shall we review? Check my work here. Do the math on my lemon fruit equation. What happened on Here Be Dragons? The ski run for me, for Jonz. Do you remember? I freezed over. The snake rope I perceived on the Here Be Dragons ski run was really big for me. I can't! All from a bite that happened on a different resort, on a different mountain, in a different time dimension. Right? Right. It's good to clean the snake bite, bandage and apply medicine. Rest and relax. But the swelling and bacteria will eventually propagate unless we also trace back our footsteps, back on the trail, to that switchback, to the snowbird prequel, when the original bite happened. You have a first aid kit. Review often the contents. Take inventory of your ever-in-stock antidotes. Some work well for this, and some don't. Some better for that. Depends on the snake, really. Depends on where the bite is and how deep and the level of venom. Focus on healing. Focus on facing both what happened and what needs to be done now. I gave a list of healing practices that I've used. No doubt you have your own list, maybe even more powerful ones. Love to know, right? Like, what do you have? What do you have in your cabinet? Let me know. Right? Who knows? Maybe one of your antidotes is name it to tame it. Instead of, I can't! When we are on dragons, we can say, I'm breathing fast. I'm scared. I'm noticing my goggles are fogging up and my hands are shaking. I feel sweat down my neck. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm feeling nervous I'm going to fall like I did at Snowbird. Be a master surfer. Do you remember that from a few mini-series ago? The master observer. Reading the water. You are the container. You are the ocean, not just the wave. With practice, the wave patterns get easier to spot. That last prospect you called, or that last test you took, that last contract, promotion, or partner, it was a fail, a fall, a bite, maybe a little trauma, but we can name it to tame it. And then we start saying things like, I can! Right, here we go. I can. A really trusted space to do this kind of work is in our members' community. It's a village, right? Join me, and we can share about some of our snake bites together. log in and share. We can all help each other. I believe good living takes a village. And I really want a safe, strong, supportive village. Name and tame something today. If we just cope, if we just keep freezing or fighting or flighting, and we don't reprogram the snake bite, well, the trauma boxes us in and we become one-dimensional. Soon, every rope, every stick, every shadow, they all look like snakes. And then we never get back on the trail. We stay at base camp. We don't even go to the summit. We don't even try. We don't get the journey. We don't go for it. We don't go on that adventure. It's that weird, awful place of existing, but not living. Well, pretty soon, every general contractor is a crooked thief, lying about it being up to code and stealing money from me. And pretty soon, every look she gives me means that she doesn't like me, or trust me, or believe in me anymore. Snake bite. Or, pretty soon, all men only want one thing, huh? Yeah. Or pretty soon, after you lose your entire $20,000 on that bankrupt Context Logic stock, well, all investments, all stocks, all crypto, yeah, they're all just snake oil, get-rich-quick scams, dangerous, bad investment schemes. But me, I know better because I've been bitten by a snake. Pretty soon, every prospect is just going to say no. So why even bother to pick up the phone? And pretty soon, all employees are not very honest. So why bother expanding my company? Why bother hiring and training anymore? If we are not careful, we become superimposition masters. That's dangerous. We can be instead divine connected beings living and inheriting the full estate of our big house in our invisible world. The title and the deed are free. The master key is only cut for us. And while it's free, there is a price to be paid, though, and that price is use. One of the reasons that I do this podcast is to pressure test my own perspectives. Often, the perspective isn't a snake. Not a real snake, it's a rope. It's not a unilateral, unbreakable truth. So when I change my perspectives, the things around me quite literally take a different shape. I changed my perspective about the ski run. Here be dragons! And now, here be dragons changed for me. More on that on the next episode. Instead of win or lose, it can be win or learn. And fortunately, the true knowledge found in your invisible world dispels these superimposed illusions. The truth will tell you if it's a snake or a rope. That's why it reads, the truth will set you free. We don't know. We don't know why the snake did it. Why it was on the trail that day. It's okay. We don't know, and it's okay to not know. Other times, you'll totally know, that was your fault. You didn't research the contractor better. That was your fault because you didn't get a permit. And sometimes you just, people just get sick, right? Screw cancer. Screw that equipment that malfunctioned. You were obeying the traffic laws and they hit you. And now you have all that damage to deal with. They scammed you. So random. Sometimes, and this is a bit weird, not snakes, but people bite you. Huh. It's weird, a bit weird. And you don't deserve it. It's okay. Even my favorite go-to coping and calming techniques are never as restorative, regenerative as retracing, reliving, and then reprogramming my snowbird prequel traumas. Make a point today. Go find some Todds. Find a village. Join a village. Takes a good village. Heal from your snake bites and dispel the illusions of the ropes. Go for what you are dreaming and making. Go all out. Go all in. Bet your time, money, and effort on yourself. Because why, Jonz? I know why.